Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I would like to say a great big hello to everybody, but especially welcome my new subscribers. We've had quite a lot of new subscribers over the last couple of months that I find myself edging towards that pie in the sky of 2,000 subbies, which I never thought I would have as many as I have now, which is 18 something. When I reached 1,000, I thought I had made it. And I thought, you know, if I can get up to 1,200, maybe edge up a little closer to 13 and just kind of stay there, then I'll be on top of the world. And now my numbers just keep seeming to go up. So, today's a color and chat. I am co-hosting the Muller in May color along with Sandy from Color Creatively. And we are celebrating Deborah Muller's work. I already showed you all my Deborah Muller books, which I have quite a few, but not near as many as some of the longtime collectors of her, and she now has over 80 books, so it is quite a task for the collector. So this is her recent book, and I have the PDF version of it. It is Bad Fairies. So, I don't know if I should give you a little flip or not. Oh, I won't give you a flip. Let's just have a look at a few of the pages in here. I have printed them out myself, and at the moment I'm using a combination of just the cardstock that I have on hand before we went on. Oh, if I could speak, before we went on isolation, shall we say. So these are, I love this one right here. Okay, so like this is me in the morning, this girl right here. I hate everyone. My husband and I, neither of us are good wakers up in the morning, so we have agreed not to speak in the morning. So yeah, that's just a whole bunch of fairies smoking, as you can see. Who would put a smoking fairy on the cover of their book? Deborah Muller would, that's who. She's got an edge. So I've picked this picture out of the book for us to color. So if you've been with me for my color and chats, I don't finish a picture. I just start on it and have a little bit of a talk. Color and chats aren't my forte, so I do them the best that I can, and as long as I have stuff to say, we will work on this. So I've had these for about a month now. I'm going to use them. They are the Shuttle Art alcohol markers. I'm just keeping them in this and laying it on its side when not using them. So I'm just going to move that over here. And I'm not going to use my swatch sheet because we'll just let things go how they're going to go. And yeah, so let's start. Oh, first of all, for skin, I always use a chameleon pen for skin. The ink in chameleons is excellent. It's pretty near streak free, and I love chameleons for their ink. It's one of the reasons I like them. So I always use a chameleon. A long time ago I bought a set of their flesh tones. They do have a flesh tone set. So I bought that, and I replenished it a few times. I really should have bought the ink, but at the time I didn't know where on earth to get the refills from. I do now. Canadians can order directly from Chameleon, and they don't try to gouge you on shipping. They're fair and reasonable for coming from, I'm not sure if they come from the UK or if they have an American outlet, because I think the Chameleons are a UK-based company. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but for some reason that is what I think. So anyways, you'll know I've bought a set of the whole Chameleons. As I said before, I love them for the ink. Now, I'm probably going to get a line there because I stopped for so long. Looks like this one's running out of ink. It's a good thing she has small skin. But, yeah, I haven't been able to do any of the blending with them yet because I got them in March, and then this whole this is not going to be good. This whole epidemic, I guess I should let you see what I'm doing. This whole epidemic started, and I was quite bad when it first started. I could not keep my concentration at all. And I guess I've had a lot of people asking me about how my health is because I haven't really talked about it on my channel much lately, and it was a topic that I did talk about quite a bit because it unfortunately it kind of, well, it doesn't define me, but it does define my life because I can only live up to what my health is permitting me to. So yeah, I was having a hard time concentrating, but that wasn't all. Unfortunately, my psychiatrist changed up some of my meds on me because one of the antidepressant medications that I was taking, it was quite dangerous to be taking it with the pain medication that I take. So he's trying to wean me off this, but I've been on this medication since I was 37, and I'm a smidgy over 50, so you can tell how long I've been taking it. So I had, oh my God, all throughout March and a good portion of April, and it still happens now, but not on a regular basis. I just go, like, my mood swings are just up and down and up and down, and in the same day I can freak out about something as mundane as toothbrushes. Somebody didn't put their toothbrush in the right place or something. I'm making this up because I can't think of an actual instance, and yeah, I don't really want to be talking about my husband on here anyways, but and I just like totally, it's the end of the world, and I'm just like so upset, and I'm like really, really upset, and you know, it's like a crisis for me. And then I calm down, and at another point in the day I start bawling, and I can't stop it. I just keep crying and crying and like I'm so upset because again it's the end of the world, but in a different manner. I mean, like, technically I am bipolar, so you know, that's what I was like before I went on meds, which I said was when I was 37. And it's just left me not being able to do some great filming for you guys, which is, you know, all what I really want to do. But it did come up with doing my coloring book collection, and everybody seemed to really enjoy that. I'm really surprised with the viewership and the comments. If you've left me a comment, I'm filming this today, which is Mother's Day, but you will be seeing it on Monday. So you'll know this already, but I just tell you what I'm doing is that later on today I'll be going through the comments and answering everybody. That's kind of like the way I did it. Now look at her face. You see? There are no lines on her face. It's just, this ink is to die for. So, don't know where I was. Oh yeah, my routine normally is that if somebody leaves me a comment and it's like really urgent that I reply back, I do. But otherwise on Sundays I sit down and go through all my comments and like them and respond to everybody who needs responding to. Now, I'm just taking a look to see if she has any more skin anywhere. She looks like she kind of like has fire wings, doesn't she? Well, let's do her hair next. Well, if she's gonna have fire, I guess it could be fire or ice. No, those look like flames. Look, there's lightning bolts and big flames. What color of hair would go with that? I don't know, I'm kind of wondering if I should just maybe go with a normal blonde. I guess I need a bit of paper to do some color scratching on since I don't have that's a bit light. Dark yellow? That's a bit orange. Pastel yellow. So yeah, I haven't decided what I think of the, whoa, really bright hair. So I haven't really decided if I like these or not. They're not juicy, which I'm used to. They feel kind of dry, but they're working. Yeah, we'll use this one for her hair. Oh. Yeah, I don't feel like giving her hair like a blue or, you know, like a fancy color because the wings are going to be red. They're going to stick out so much. So we'll make the wings and the roses stick out because I absolutely love coloring roses. So I'll do that next after her hair. But these seem to work even though they feel dry. So we'll just have to see how long they last. I wouldn't be afraid, though, of putting a couple of drops of alcohol in these. I don't think it would spoil the color on them at all. And I do like the colors because they're very, well, they're more on the light side. Usually when I get, like I always get the same set that has the same color codes. It doesn't matter what brand I get. But usually when I get them, especially if I get an 80 set, they're very dark. But this actually has a whole set of pastels. So they are, yeah, they're good for their color. Yeah, so back to my health. So that's my mental problems for the time being. I don't know if I'm sharing too much information or I just, I don't know. I mean, this is what I'm here for, right? One of the things that I'm here for is to show other people that you can, or to find like-minded people. Anyways, let's put it that way. And to enjoy myself and my coloring along with other people, and to make friends, which I have. I've made some lovely friends online, and I'm the type of person who stays in the house all the time, so I don't have any friends in real life. It's just not me. So I think I got all the scraggly ends. Oh no, there's lots down here. So, yeah, let's get into my physical health here. And really, I'm pretty stable, which is a good thing, because last year I declined very, very quickly. It was like every moment that I turned around, I was getting a new diagnosis, and my mobility was getting worse and worse and worse. But for the majority of this year, I seem to have stabilized, and I'm not declining anymore at the moment. So let's hope that I had a big decline, and then this is the stable point. Okay, so I think I'm going to switch to the chisel tip now, because that's my favorite way to color. And you know what? If you hate the chisel tip, then just wait, because there will come a time when you want to try that, because you're sick and tired of coloring big spaces with the little bullet tip. And you'll try this out, and you'll keep trying it out until finally you get the hang of it, and then you'll love it, because that's the way I was. You can't hate chisel tips any more than I did. I didn't have a clue how to use one, and I just absolutely hated them. I'd rather have a brush on the end. And I do like brushes. I mean, the Copic brush just can't be beat. So yeah, I still go to the pain clinic. Right now I'm going every other week, even though they want me to go, and I know I should go every week, but it's just hard with my husband's work schedule and the bus system here for to take the well, the handicapped is what they call it, around to their appointments and all that sort of stuff, is so unreliable. It's a nightmare. So we decided I wasn't going to use that anymore, because I had to wait extraordinarily amounts of time for them, and sometimes they were early and they expected me to be ready when I wasn't supposed to be ready for another 15 minutes, so I wasn't ready when they came. So we decided I wouldn't be taking that anymore. So I go there every 2 weeks, and and then I go to my two doctors that I go to. So my back is it'll be good after I get my injections, and then it slowly wears off, and by the time the second week rolls around, when I should have got my injection, I'm back in pain again. I have the same amount of mobility as I had the last time I talked to you guys, which is, it seems like I haven't talked to you guys for such a long time. Sorry, I'm a paper mover. I can't color from weird angles, so I move my paper around. Sorry if that bothers you. So when I go out of the house, I use a walker or a wheelchair. And I'm used to it now, so it takes a little getting used to. I'm sure that's hair. Okay, we got all that. Okay, so let's get on to the roses because I love those. So what color should they be? Red and pink, black and red. I like black and red. There's black. And let's pick a good red. Oh, no, that one's more like, let's go for a vivid red, number 4. Bit pinky. Okay. What is 3? Rose red. Perfect. Uh-oh. I hope that didn't go through on my page. Oh, man, I'm lucky. Were you screaming at me when I did that? Sheesh. No, maybe I don't want to do black. Let's just do pink. Vivid pink. That's a bit too pink. 9, pale pink. Okay, this is like a rose color. So, I'll show you how I do roses. Let's do this one here. Can't zoom you in any further because I would have to stand up, so hopefully, oops, just a minute, I don't need that side. That's some ink on my hand. Okay. So, with the darker color, I go around the edges. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Got my hand like this. I go around the top edge of the section. And the bigger the section is, the wider I can make my line. Need to leave some space on it. I don't know. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, so I'll just hold it up there for you. See how I'm going around the top edge? That's like inside the piece. So that's what I do. And I do this with pencils as well, and water-based markers as well. Just do every section. And you can do this on other things that work in the same pattern. I've done it on something else, but I can't remember what it was. And it's okay if the red marker fills in the whole space because it's so small. And you're just going over the top. See, that one barely has any space left. So I've been reading, which is a enormous thing for me. Well, I won't say I started out because that's not true, but for many, 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 many years, I was a book blogger. And then I fill in the spaces with the latest color. So I was a book blogger, and you know, I got books from NetGalley to read, and actually I was a book blogger before NetGalley started, and we got physical books to read. So I got those like from all over the world and read them and reviewed them and wrote them on my blog, and my blog is still there. It's a blogspot, so I think it's called back-to-books, so back to books .blogspot.com, which I think it is. I haven't posted on there in ages. Started out doing children's books, went to doing just everything in the world that I read, and ended up being dedicated to mystery, horror, thriller, that kind of thing. And that's, if you go there, that's what it's set up to be. And I started out writing really big, detailed descriptions of my, I mean, not descriptions, detailed reviews, down to, in my end days, I was just writing short, very short paragraphs, more like a few sentences than a paragraph. I just got sick and tired of reviewing everything I read, and I couldn't get the what do you call it? Just it had become a way of life to read something and then review it, and I couldn't get that out of my head, even when I tried. I would like sit there with no books because I had 3 books to review, and I basically forget what a book is about as soon as I start the second one. I can jog my memory a bit, but I can't vividly recall books once I get into another one. I'm a devourer of books. So anyways, what I have read is, first book I read, so I've read 3, and I'm on the 4th one. So I read Woman in the Window, and I'm sorry I don't know who the authors are. Woman in the Window, and that was really good. That was a psychological thriller. It was what they call the hysterical woman plot, where a woman sees something, you know, a murder or a crime, and nobody will believe her that she saw it, and, you know, that she must have been hallucinating, or, you know, whatever, dreaming. And so that's what the first one was, one of those. Well, this woman looked out her window and saw the neighbor across the street get stabbed. And it came to the point where the person that she saw actually didn't exist. So that one was good. Then the second one I read had the original title of Woman in Cabin 10. And it was the same sort of thing. And this had the little added twist that it took place on a cruise ship. And she saw a body being dumped into the ocean on the balcony next door to her, in the room next door to her. But turns out that cabin is empty. So nobody believes her, and then she goes off and tries to find out what happened and, you know, where this lady is. Oh, because she had seen the lady in the room earlier on. She had borrowed a lipstick from her. Then I watched The Silent Patient, which was excellent. It was the best of the 3. And it takes place in a mental institution, and those are kind of like my top favorite books. Just a minute, I'm going to take a sip of water. I have the condition dry mouth, and my mouth gets very dry from talking. And yeah, so it doesn't matter what kind of book it is, whether it's historical fiction, mystery, literature. If it takes place in a mental institution, like a current one, a modern one, or, you know, like an insane asylum from the olden days, I just love it. so this book had me from the start. It's a modern story. She's in a mental health institution, and she has been convicted of stabbing her husband in the face 5 times. And they found her just standing in the room with her mouth slightly open, the knife on the floor. Oh, not stabbing him, shooting him, and the gun is on the floor. And she never spoke. She didn't speak the whole time that they were interviewing her. She didn't speak throughout the trial. And so this was taking place in England, and so she was found guilty but with diminished reason or culpability or something like that. It's what the states call the insanity defense that we have here in North America. And so she went off to the psychiatric hospital, or mental health facility for criminals, and she never spoke. And this psychiatrist is really interested. Oh, sorry, not a psychiatrist. He's a psychoanalyst. I actually do not know what a psychoanalyst is, or what the difference is between a psychoanalyst and a psychologist. I know the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist. So anyways, he's really interested in this woman. He's been interested in the case for a while, and a position becomes available at the hospital that she works in, and so he gets hired, to be like an advanced psychiatrist there, or the psychoanalyst. That's what they were looking for. And he gets her as a patient, and she doesn't talk. So that's why the book is called The Silent Witness. Not The Silent Witness, that's a TV show. The Silent Patient. So it was really, really good. It had a slap in the face twist at the end. And those are kind of books I like. Look at that. I forgot a whole bunch of hair. That's why I always keep my colors out. I've got everything here that I've used. I always keep them out. I do not put them back until I am done. So yeah, I read those 3 books, and I've picked my next one, but I can't remember what it's called because I haven't started it. I did just start watching a new TV show to binge watch. I don't watch any TV that is currently still running. Oh, except I have a couple, like Stranger Things. But, so if it's had its final season, then I'll watch it, because I binge watch. And, so I started binge watching another one my sister told me about. It's called Durham County. And this one's an American one. I've only watched the first 2 episodes, but there's a serial killer going around in this town or area, county, I guess. And it's really weird, because what's happened so far is we've gotten to know these 2 men, and they're both in the same kind of economical situation. They're, married men with a couple of children and a working life, and, both, average Joes. One is a teacher, one is a cop, so, they probably make around the same amount of money. And there's this serial killer going around, and girl from the high school gets killed, so that's how they kind of, they don't meet each other, but you know, that's how they come together. And so far it appears that either one of them or both of them are the serial killer. That's all I can fathom out. But it's very dark and gloomy, which is what I like. I absolutely love Scandinavian shows. I just wish that they would make more in English. Like either make an English version, because as far as I know, English is spoken quite regularly in Scandinavia, or dub them in English. I know. Most people don't like that, and it'll never happen. But I grew up watching dubbed Japanese monster movies, so it's alright for me. But I don't like reading subtitles. When I go to watch TV, I want to relax my eyes. I do not want to read a TV show. If I wanted to read, I would get out my book. But I'm going to the TV to get a different type of entertainment that doesn't include reading. So I've missed out on a lot of good Scandinavian crime that I know I would like, but now that I'm back to reading, I should check and see if Joe Nesbo has a new book out. And I actually have a couple, too, that I know of, that I haven't read of his. I read him regularly, reading his new releases as soon as they came up until we got to Macbeth. That was part of a literary series. And I know I started it, but I didn't get very far in it, and that was when I stopped reading. I stopped reading around when my dad died, which was February of 2019. No. February of 2018? Oh my God. It just seems too soon if it was 19th. No. This was the second Christmas. It was 18. Yes, sorry. February 2018. So, before that, I had to... Oh no, did I just do that in pink? I don't think so. No, I'm good. Before that, before he died in February, it was from November. Well, I remember going out there in June because he was ill, and then I went out in November, and from November to February I went out there 3 times because he was close, but he made it through each time until the end. Sorry, I guess I kind of turned this into down in the dumps now, eh? I think I'm just going to finish one more rose because I'm at 38 minutes and I spent a lot of time sitting in this chair doing that book, my book collection, and it's really very uncomfortable for me to sit in this chair. That's one thing I would really, really like to get, is a nice big chair that sat me straight up right, and that I could, I think there's one more, that I could sit at my table here. Because I don't even sit at my table here when I'm coloring. I color in bed. And you can look back, and I have a video that's all about my setup for people who are bedbound, because sometimes I can't get out of bed for a while because of the pain. But like I said, I'm pretty stable now, so it's kind of good days, bad days. It's the same amount of pain, and don't want to say that it's it's not easy to deal with, but when you're dealing with pain, it's your normal. So, this is weird. Seems like I have the rose going all the way out there. Okay, well, I'm going to finish now. I hope this turns out and that I didn't bore you to death. Like I said before, I have a hard time doing color and chats, but I've managed to keep on the screen here, and I've managed to come up with things to talk about. So, all together, let's see if I can get the picture on. Yes, there we go. So I am planning on putting some red in her wings because of the flamey stuff in there. So I'll be working on this when I go, and if you want to see the finished picture, you can either subscribe to me on Instagram and it'll come up in a couple of days, or you can wait until the end of the month where I will show it to you in my completed pages for the month of May. So until next time, I'll be back next week with another color and chat of Deborah Muller's, and in the meantime, keep tagging them on Instagram, because I'm seeing them all. You should see me giving you hearts. So, in the meantime, until next time, bye!